Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jason Tucker, and this is WP Watercooler, episode number 274,
okay?
if I remember correctly.
Don't hurt yourself.
0 days from an injury on Watercooler.
0 days since incident.
We're right down.
I will say, I want to say happy GDPR Day to everyone. I wonder if GDPR Day is the same as, like, you know, when you go and you vote, and then right after you vote, all those signs just magically disappear on the streets, and all of the commercials just magically stop going, and you don't get any more of those emails, and you don't get any of that stuff that happens like the day after, right? I mean, that's what's going to happen with GDPR, right? It's just we're kind of done now.
No. Today I saw, which made me laugh. It was the funniest GDPR reference today was Happy Burn Your Database Day. I thought that was so good.
Check local restrictions. There might be like no burn days in your area. We just want to make sure.
Be careful with you.
Well, all right. Let's start this off. Jason Cosper, tell us a bit about yourself before you take a drink.
Hey, I'm Jason Cosper. I am the something at Liquid Web. I completely blanked on what it is.
Something or
he's not sure what he does.
Yeah, I do stuff. Things. Yeah.
You keep the place hydrated.
Things. Right, exactly.
I keep hydrated. It's cool.
Drink your water.
Awesome. Thanks for being on, Jason. Say, Reed, tell us about yourself.
I don't have any water. I was not prepared. Oh, hey. Hey there. My name's Say. It's good to see you. No, but it really is. My name really is Say. And I make WordPress, teach WordPress, preach WordPress. Bleed WordPress sometimes because that's how I feel lately. And where am I? At Say Reed Media on all the things. You can find me there. Fun little side fact. I've been on Twitter with my personal account at Egursis, if you want to find it, for 11 years. And I'm like, what is that? 11 years of Twitter. What is that? What is that really? Nothing. No one wants that.
What is that?
You barely just got the at replies now, and that's about it, right?
Yeah. I haven't. I've been really diligently working on my follower feed for sure. You can tell.
Right. Speaking of follower feeds, Steve.
I
could say anything, and then I could say Steve, and it just works.
Oh, look at me.
Steve has a standing desk, and now all he does is dances the entire time he records. I love it.
You just follow it all up with, if you know what I mean.
You know what I mean?
I am Steve Zang, and I'm the founder of Zeek Interactive, and I run the OC WordPress meetup. I'm also the lead organizer of WordCamp Orange County, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Allegedly.
Jason Cosper is one of our judges for Plugin-a-Palooza.
Jason Cosplay? Who? Oh, Cosper.
That's me, Jason Cosplay. I'm currently cosplaying as a morbidly obese version of the dude.
I think you're like the dude. I think you're like the dude and Fergie together.
Fergie? I don't get the Fergie reference.
Step Brothers, like when he sings, like you're like an angel and Fergie together.
Yeah, okay.
Step Brothers.
I'm gonna go ahead and
know yourself.
Catalina freaking wine mixer, dude. Russ.
Wine mixer. I'm Russ. I'm Russ by the hat. I work at Web Dev Studios, and that's about it. Our WordPress 15-year anniversary meetup is this Sunday. I'm very excited.
Woo! Awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm Jason Tucker. You can find me over at Jason Tucker on Twitter. My website is jasontucker.blog.
Is it really?
.blog. Yes. And I recorded a show yesterday with Bridget and Marcy Masur yesterday, which was awesome. We talked about LinkedIn, and she actually got me to start using LinkedIn. It was the weirdest thing. I logged in and I go, whoa, this isn't just a resume holder anymore. There's more to it than just resumes.
Dude,
so go check out that. Marcy did a great job of kind of breaking down what the heck LinkedIn is and why people that do WordPress stuff should be using it.
I just started doing LinkedIn like about a month ago, and it's really like you start throwing blog feeds to it now, and it's like a whole social aspect. Like, it's weird, man.
Where's everybody been, man?
It's like there was like social media and they were like upgrading. It's amazing how they just incorporated all these features from
LinkedIn is the business networking social media network.
Yeah, but every time I say hi, I'm Jason, they go, "Get out of here, you're done," and then they just kick me out of the group. But I'm like, "Geez, man, I was just saying hi," and no one actually wants to say hi on LinkedIn.
Let's not talk about LinkedIn because it is literally like if we're gonna talk about social media, it's like the most boring social media.
It's not. It's meant to be. That's by design.
LinkedIn looks like MySpace in 2009. Like that's what it looks like.
I'm gonna put you in my top 8. You guys are you're all in my top 8.
Yeah, you're in my GeoCities.
You're in my neighborhood.
You can play music on your LinkedIn, but it's just hold music for the like Cisco. Yeah.
But if you'll notice, dear listeners, we didn't really think of a topic today.
What?
Well,
so we're just going to talk at you about.
I thought we were just going to read all of the subject lines of all your GDPR emails that you got, and then we would just compare and see which ones. I'm collecting them all, so I just wanted to see. How many did you get?
I think I'm up to about 100.
It's so many. It's unbelievably many.
Yeah.
So my favorite ones are the ones that like don't mention the GDPR or anything. So just like, oh, we're just updating our privacy policy. Don't worry about it.
Click on this link just so we can make sure that you continue to get these great emails from us. And I'm like, who are you?
I think we're at 1,000 now because at Maintain doing support, we sign up for like all these newsletters for plugins I've never heard of just because I want to keep up. So every one of those services for clients that we had previously no longer are clients now, but we still sign up for the newsletter. We're still getting things like our Help Scout box is insane right now.
I just got one from where was it? It was like a car dealership that I think I rented a car from one time, and they did that thing where it's like, "Hi, blank, comma," and I'm like, "Hey, whoever you are." I think it's basically the great unsubscribe. The great unsubscribe. That's what we should call this period. You know, there's like the Great Depression, the Great Recession, and the Great Unsubscribe.
I had a Great Depression joke as well. I'm glad you.
So by not clicking on any of those buttons, any of those I agrees or any of that sort of stuff, are you just automatically opting out? So is this kind of like the Unroll app that used to be a thing with that before they started stealing people's data and doing all sorts of weird stuff? Is that kind of how it is? It's like just by not clicking on anything, you've unsubscribed to all of these lists? Because
great.
That sounds pretty legit. We should just do GDPR here, and then we'd be pretty good.
So there is another app besides Enroll Me, Other Inbox. They make one called Organizer. It's decent. As far as I can tell, they don't sell your data. I've met the guys. They're based out of Austin when I used to work for WP Engine.
I trust everybody who comes from Austin.
Right.
Gotta keep it weird, you know?
Yeah. And no, but because of that, I haven't been seeing most of these GDPR emails, and it's been super nice.
So you're not clicking yes or no. The fun fact is, I want to have like 2 lists of my people who have been like, we're just letting you know there's a privacy policy update, and the other people who are like, please click this button to opt in. And it's just really interesting to see the juxtaposition of how everyone's interpreting something that isn't U.S. law, but affects everybody, and everybody else is doing at the same time. Like, I just think it's like the text of all of these different emails. I just find it really interesting from like just a marketing perspective, like just the choices that are being made.
A couple of ones I received actually were kind of sneaky. They were sort of, hey, just kind of keeping in touch.
Saying hi.
What's up?
Bye.
I think
cool.
I think GDPR confirms my teacher was right in saying that we all do everything at the last minute before we turn in our homework, and everybody's totally trying to do this today as if GDPR is just going to be a day. Like you install 2 plugins, clear your cache, and you're good to go.
For the record, I totally thought the 25th was yesterday, so I was done with everything yesterday because I was like, oh, it's the 25th. Shoot, I'm late. And then I was like, no, it's early. I'm the best.
So have any of you had to create GDPR update emails for the website?
I'm a natural winner.
We added a privacy policy to our website.
We have a privacy policy to maintain, and we've also already like jumped ahead and like we already have our Gravity forms to where like a lot of our forms they're collecting data to send the email and to do the notification part, but there's actually like a function that you can put in your theme, and you can actually just say like delete the data after you're done sending that notification. So we're not collecting data on most of our contact forms anymore. Like we're already that far ahead.
We for one of the sites I was helping out, it was like they were like, so we don't actually care, and I was like, you really should kind of care a little bit. And then so they were like, just do whatever you think is right. I'm like, okay, I'm not a lawyer, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so okay, we're good. It's like I kept telling everyone, I am not a lawyer.
We did turn off on Google Analytics the tracking. There's a way so you can say don't track the specific IP address, just track the region, which makes pretty much all of Google Analytics GDPR compliant. Like that's the only, from what I understand, and I'm not a lawyer either, but that's all you have to do in Google Analytics to make yourself compliant. Because that's the only, if people aren't logged in, that's the only piece of personal information that you're gathering. And it's pretty easy to turn off. You just set a flag and say don't track IP address.
But wait, with Google Analytics, people can manage their own settings anyway. So it's not like you have to manage that. You can just be like, hey, Google Analytics over there, if you want to deal with that, track it, delete your data.
So none of you guys are ordained lawyers? None of you are? Come on.
Well, I'm not ordained.
I'm not a lawyer, but I play with water cooler.
I'm not a lawyer, but I am familiar with bird law. So
I don't get that.
That's my area, really, is bird law. So but I mean, otherwise, I'm not really.
Ornithology? Is that you're an ornithologist?
This is totally your big year right now because you're going to see a lot of birds from this GDPR stuff. That's what's going on.
This is your
year. I have one over here.
That is not family adjacent.
Oh, you're right. It wasn't family adjacent. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just made somebody who is driving their car right now freak out.
They're only listening. For those of you who are not watching and only listening, I showed my middle finger.
Yeah, see, you have to put an alt tag whenever you do something like that.
I'm going to show my middle finger too. What? Take it. What?
Actually, I don't have the consent of my middle finger to show you right now. It didn't check the button, so
your middle finger is not GDPR compliant.
Well, the service that it uses to show you like they're not GDPR compliant, it's a whole process.
Okay, but I do want to talk about a little bit the 4.9.6, 4.9.7 automatic update fiasco. Because George isn't here to get all upset.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
No, yeah, now she wants to have real talk is what's happening here.
Oh, okay.
No, did you hear what happened? Didn't you see? You didn't see? Aren't you paying attention to every little thing, Steve?
No, what happened?
Don't you watch the show, Steve?
I don't. I try not to.
No, so it turns out 4.9.6 broke some plugins. So they disabled, I know, it's like, what? No way. Something you did really fast in a big way totally messed things up weird. Anyway, so they discontinued the automatic updates in 4.9.6, took it off, disenabled it. Now they've re-enabled it, but they're also putting a bunch of fixes into 4.9.7. And apparently Mika, who does, so much plugin management and is, basically the plugin god, she reached out to those individual plugin people and, helped them fix the issues that they had. But yeah, it was enough to suspend the automatic updates in 4.9.6. So that whole hullabaloo that everyone had about, oh, hey, 4.9.6 has too much big stuff in it and it could break things, they weren't wrong.
Well, not only that, but like I got an email from our hosting provider that said like we are not going to defer this, and then I logged into my hosting provider and they had deferred it. So I kind of feel like they should go apologize to all my clients who I sent a mass email through saying like, hey, this is going to happen. I still don't know what's going to happen. Like, are they going to click a button in 20 minutes and auto release it? I kind of feel like I'm at their discretion right now. And it doesn't make me feel like I own my website,
So what broke?
There is some discomfort in it. There is definitely discomfort. I would go with that.
What broke?
It was, do you want the specific information? Sure, I could find it for you.
I just want an example of something that broke. What broke?
A plugin.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well,
Several plugins after the 496 update started basically 500ing. And spinning that.
Everyone loves a good 500.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping it
makes you
500.
Bird terminology, guys. Come on.
Those 500 server errors, they just, they give you those little feelings in your tummy. They're either butterflies or rocks. I'm not sure which one.
Sometimes it's butterflies carrying rocks.
They're just like dropping them, the butterflies.
And then the rocks are full of butterflies that also have other smaller rocks. It's rocks all the way down. Yeah.
I'm going to try to find this information for you, but yeah, it was just some plugins. That's the information I have.
During one of my test sites, I had the latest version of Gutenberg installed. Only like maybe 4 or 5 plugins, but I had the latest version of Gutenberg installed. I had Yoast. I had just a few plugins, and then I did the update, and it 500 the site. And I was like, oh, wonderful. And then I went through and just turned off each of the plugins, and it was Gutenberg. That's what I was having a problem with. But I don't know if it was a particular version of Gutenberg or what. So I started rolling back and kind of playing around with it to figure out what was going on with it. But for the most part, for at least that particular site, Gutenberg was what was messing it up.
So apparently in this list, the list of plugins, which I sourced for you, it went deep web, included
Is that like the dark web?
Jetpack. I just need to say it. Don't overtalk that one. That was important. That might be my George's in here.
Fixing it?
Wait, Jetpack and Yoast SEO. No one uses those. Those are just little ones. I'm sure nobody's paying any attention.
Those are the plugins that broke with the auto update?
Yeah.
Yep.
Including disabled comments.
Are those startups? I've never heard of those.
You never heard of Jetpack? It's Jetpack. Jet Slack.
It's uppercase JET, uppercase PACK, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll have to look it up.
I'm only familiar with the Wolfpack. That's about it.
I think, aren't you a Wolfpack of one?
Being in Las Vegas, I am a Wolfpack of one, and
the early stuff was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're referencing either, dear listeners. I have no idea. Just like planes.
It's all right. Our two viewers will get it.
It's something about a movie in Las Vegas where you wake up and you don't remember anything. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the Hangover movie?
It is.
Oh, ding, 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 ding.
No, we don't have that problem where we have to blur things out on the show. We don't have like.
What?
Right? Are they gonna like copyright tag us? I don't think so.
I think Jason's gonna blur up my middle finger in post.
I did send the movie studio.
Just pixelated right in front of my hand.
I did.
I love you guys.
I did send the movie studio my GDPR email, and they haven't replied yet. So I don't know if we're legally allowed to use The Hangover. So that's why I was trying to get around it.
I appreciate your due diligence there.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, now that we've moved past 4.9.6 and we're right on to 4.9.7. I mean, and GDPR is done. Obviously, it's over, right? So
that's it. No more emails. We're all good to go.
I think all developers are useless again.
Again?
You know, because our demise is widely reported constantly by all the DIY stuff.
So WordPress is turning 15 this weekend.
Yes, it is.
It feels so old. It's ridiculous.
15.
That's
a lot of blog posts. Is
also,
what I'm saying.
can we talk about how much of a teenager WordPress actually is? Like, I think
I have a whole presentation for our thing on Sunday about like how themes used to just be like an index and a sidebar file, and you could just change those out. And the hardest thing you had to do was like change a logo. And now we're like gulping scripts and we're like queuing things. And like I have a whole presentation. And like my issue with all this turning 15 is like when you still go to the themes repository and you want to preview a theme, like if you look, like it's still loading like based off of if it was an index PHP file. And like I just want them to fix that so bad. But now they link.
It's still the damn boat.
The boats. That's right. It is the boats.
Now they actually link to the theme demo, and at least I can go to the demo and see the whole thing. But like I wish .org would figure this out.
That's progress, right?
I want you guys. I'm putting in chat.
It's been 15 years.
I'm putting the link in the
you have a boat.
show notes. I'm using the boat because it's so iconic. Only WordPress people would understand why there's this boat there and what it means. And it's specifically because of what you're talking about, Russ. It is my silent protest.
When you go preview 2017, I just put it in the chat. If you click preview, the boat is there. The boat is still there.
So good.
It's boating the boat.
Good job.
Also, that boat has a date. So that was put up September 5th, 2008. That wasn't 15 years ago. When was that? We should have like a party on the boat.
That was 10 years ago. Yeah. That was on the 5th anniversary.
Let's have a 10-year anniversary boat party on a boat.
On the boat?
I am sensing some WP water cooler merchandise. A boat coffee mug.
Yes.
Yes.
No. I'm thinking. I think you got to think outside the boat here. I'm thinking like a toy, like an actual toy rowboat that we give out that you can put in the bathtub.
How is no one done that for swag yet? How?
I was thinking of a pen that looks like the oars that you would row that boat with. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Like little oars. You're like row your boat. Wait, does that boat?
This is what water.
Look, that boat. You guys, that boat doesn't have any oars. That's why it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, hasn't gone anywhere in 10 years. It's just been sitting in that same spot.
It's just
So I have that whole presentation planned, and we're actually going to do like a history of WordPress about how it used to look and like theming the admin, stuff like that. Like we have a whole thing. But for 15 years, I'm really excited that it's been around. But I'm kind of scared to see what 20 is going to look like because I don't even know what 5.0 is going to look like. So imagine what the release in 5 more years is going to be.
I found the origin of the boat.
What? This is the boat origin?
It's on Matt Mullenweg's photo. It's one of his photos that he put out there.
There's an origin of. Oh my God!
How did you find that? That is so great.
Google image search, man. I reverse image searched it.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was at the Greek blogger camp.
So wait, do we have to pay Matt to use this photo?
Look at young Matt in that gallery. Did you see him?
Everyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, you must go click the links that are in the show notes.
Absolutely.
This time you must, because there is the little baby face Matt Mullenweg thing you really need to see. Beyond the boat. This is exactly it, right? So that's only 10 years ago, right? We're talking about 15 years of this software that let's be real, some geeks just kind of started and globbed onto.
Hey.
It really is a cool thing. Like, it's really cool that the open source has lasted this long. I definitely think we're going through some teenage high school problems at the moment. There's some clicks. There's some.
What sort of?
And clicks, not CLICKS.
Yeah, clicks.
Clicks. Yes, I got it.
To get into that, what sort of teenager do you think that WordPress is now that it's 15? Are we looking at a goth teen, a vaping teen?
Definitely a teen.
We're basically the Breakfast Club. Like that's basically what's happening.
Definitely, WordPress has the wallet on a chain and has like very thin rimmed glasses, white belt, and has like some kind of knife to cut cables really quick. Definitely an IT kind of person. That's what I think it is.
I think it's more of a mod. I think it's riding a Vespa scooter with a trench coat and smoking cigarettes.
Oh, some kind of monocle just to be like ironic. Oh, I love it.
I think WordPress
probably uses some kind of steampunk.
Yeah, I think WordPress has an Instagram account, a secret Instagram account of Finstagram, and it just posts like all of the dank memes, all of the dankest memes.
If we could put a face to WordPress. If we could put a face to WordPress turning 15, I vote the one behind Cosper because that face looks pretty awesome.
I think it's interesting that all of you have genderized WordPress as a dude in its teenage years.
I did not.
I never said he.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
There were mod chicks.
Women women or non-gender binary people can have Finstagrams. Okay, they can have a Finsta. It's okay.
Not usually the monocle, but whatever. Maybe like the thin rim glasses.
I'm just saying, I didn't generalize. I think anybody could wear like a wallet on a chain. I think that's okay.
I think that we are essentially the, like I said, the Breakfast Club. I think we're the whole high school. That's the thing about WordPress, right? It's not just one personality. I mean, even the kind of, let's say like discussion, like the larger companies, I was going to say, I didn't know how to phrase that, like the larger ecosystem that's happening in WordPress where people are, dealing in, really $100,000 of sites and whatnot. Like
the Emilio Estevez's of the world, if you will.
Yeah,
and I was like, Emilio!
But we're all, that's the cool thing. Like it's both, that's why it's like high school. It's because not only is Emilio in the class, but so is Ali Sheedy.
Oh, yeah. But you wouldn't even notice her. I mean, she's way in the back. She's quiet.
I totally
blog, just so
I totally think we could take the intro to Mean Girls where she's like describing all the clicks in the lunchroom, and we could apply that to WordPress, and we could reshoot that footage on like a Sunday, and like we could totally come up with our own thing of like, these are the bloggers, these are the corporate themers, these are the e-commerce folks, those are the drama geeks, like
those are the people who work for Disney.
I love it.
What are we? We're the AV club. You know that, right?
We're totally the AV club.
I think we're totally the AV club meets like band.
I was actually in AV in high school.
Just in your.
I was
shocking nobody.
I was in the TV news show. Same thing. Same thing.
Making the morning announcements.
That never.
There has to be a Steve morning announcement, reel-to-reel tape out there somewhere that.
I don't think it exists. But there may be some Steve game show footage from the 80s.
So real quick though, you guys, we only have a couple more minutes. So I just wanted to, on that WordPress is 15 thing, right? Like birthdays are milestones, anniversaries are milestones. So we've reflected a little bit on where we're at right now in some sort of awkward teen years. So like, what are you seeing happening in the future? Like next 5 years, there's this whole thing. Is it like...
Yuppie.
No, not what movie they're going to be. But like, I mean, I think it's so, I said this at the beginning of the year when we were doing our predictions, how different WordPress is going to be in December of this year than it is in January. And we're just in the middle of that shift, I still feel. But, we've got the Squeebly going on, and we've got like the Shopify's coming at us.
I'm sorry, is that Squarespace and Weebly? Did they merge?
Square and Weebly. Square bought Weebly.
You got to throw an X in the end of that somewhere too, just to kind of make that work.
Squeebly.
Just make sure it's GDPR compliant, and you need to have a period at the end of that.
Right.
So Squeebly is my no. Anyway, I just it's really interesting. Like, will it last another 15 years? Like, what was 15 years ago? What year was that? 2003? Like, so little existed. That was literally the year that I opened my bookstore, and Facebook wasn't even a thing. Like, the world of marketing, the world of the internet has changed so much in those 15 years. And just the fact that WordPress has evolved with it so that it's still relevant, I do find highly remarkable. And I'm really curious to see where this is going. I mean, we're all kind of involved at an upper level in terms of like, maybe helping guide the conversation a little bit or steering it with our community work or whatnot. But, we're all on this ride together and none of us know where it's going. Like, none of us. Just like we don't know.
I just hope in 15 years we stop calling them post types and we call them like content types. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking to make America great again. I just want to call them content types.
So 15 years, that's your goal. That's your hope. So what
I just want to call them content types because post types still to this day after 15 years confuse newbies. Like to this day, we should call them something else.
Russ, I think you could do that in 5 years.
I think so too. I think you might be able to pull that out.
I have a 5-year plan, but it's don't die.
Wait, hold on. Russ, I think you and I should launch a secret campaign. Obviously, it's not secret because we just said it on here, but somewhat.
Put it on your Instagram. Whoa, look at the time, Jason.
I will be your vice president and say, let's run this. Let's do this.
You heard it here first, folks. The secret is out. We're coming for your content.
Our campaign is going to be make WordPress update again. That's going to be our campaign.
It's not our campaign. We can't do that one. We can't do that one.
Well,
I love you all, though.
WordPress, happy birthday. Happy 15th. You have a good one.
Next
Next year you can buy the beer.
Wait, is that legal? I don't know.
I wish we could have talked about what we got
drive at
WordPress
least.
for. I wish we could have talked about birthday presents for WordPress turning 15 because I think mine is like a Batman bicycle. I think that's what I would get WordPress.
Okay.
Awesome. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.